Well, the crowds are singing and everyone's tuning in for this one, folks. We're going to witness a barnstormer here inside the top 10 of the Dritte Liga. It's match day 30, MSV Duisburg versus TSV 1860 Munich. We welcome you to the Schollinsland Reisen Arena in Duisburg, also known as the MSV Arena. And Duisburg currently in the midst of a checkered run so far, certainly after a defeat last time out against none other than Hansa Rostock, 5-1, looking for a reprieve and a return back to their best form. But this is a team that has not lost at home at all in the 14 games that they have had this campaign here in the Dritte Liga. And this is how they line up. It is Brauner in goal, Schlick, Jessen and Fleckstein at the back, Kaysar and Moore in the central midfield positions, Koskin and Bitter in the wing positions, Kruger, Noss just in behind, Lex, Tiger, Lobinger, who will be the lone striker up front today. The away side, TSV 1860 Munich, also a founding member of the Bundesliga many years ago. Thomas Dahn lines up in goal, Wirtz, Reintaler and Fassmann at the back, with Meyer and Jakobsen in the central midfield positions. Danhoff and Lippmann line up just in behind Vollen, Steinkotter and Haugen, who will start up front for this affair. 50 meetings since the 30th of November 1968, and in 26 of those, 1860 Munich have been victorious. Duisburg having only won 12, but 1860 Munich winning 4 of their last 5 encounters against Duisburg means that surely you'd fathom that they'll be favourites. However, like I said, unbeaten at home this campaign are MSV Duisburg, so a chance here for Munich to make a teeny tiny little bit of history here this season in the Dritte Liga. Of course, the Lions formed back on the 17th of May 1860, over 165 years ago, also known as the Blues as well, of course. But Duisburg themselves also coated in blue for this home affair as the two teams shake hands. As I said, both these clubs founding members of the Bundesliga back in 1963. Duisburg incidentally spending the first 19 years in the Bundesliga from its formation right up to 1981 and 82, before then being relegated. Did, though, confirm their return to the top flight in 1991. They did the same then 2 years later after getting relegated, 96, and then 2005. There was quite a stretch in between, nearly 10 years. And then 2007, their highest finish recorded at the highest echelons of the league was second. We've got Richard Hempel from Dresden leading the refereeing decisions here today. Now the coin toss gets underway. Koskin looks like they've won the toss for this one, so decision will be for the home side as to whether they're going to take the kickoff. And I'd fathom that they probably will. Some last minute conversations being had. Lex Tiger Lobinger, you can just see in the 45 shirt, just issuing some final instructions. TSV 1860 Munich have been enjoying some of their best form so far this season. In their last 5, they haven't lost a single game, and they're going to need that momentum here in this affair if they're going to topple this MSV Duisburg side that spent a large portion of the initial stages of this campaign at the top of the Dritte Liga table. But Energy Cottbus have undone them, and now, after yet another winning result yesterday, VfL Osnabrück have stretched their lead out in front in the lead of the Dritte Liga table, and it now stands tall at 7 points, just ahead of Verl, who have also been experiencing a run of 3 games unbeaten, and indeed 3 match wins in succession. Cottbus also in line for the promotion places, but their form as well has been rather checkered. A series of draws and losses with just 1 win in their last 5. Now sees them down in third. Duisburg and Munich are essentially looking to punch their way back into the top flight of things, as now the whistle is blown and the game gets underway. And it looks like 1860 Munich are going to get us off and running as well. Playing from right to left, MSV Duisburg going from left to right. Slightly differing in terms of shirt styles. It is white with blue stripes for MSV Duisburg, and the more, should we say, plain, darker shade of blue for the TSV 1860 Munich team. And in terms of the form for this, MSV Duisburg, in regards to home form in the Dritte Liga, do have the best record in amongst every other team. 14 games, 10 wins, 4 draws, and like I said, no losses. So you take a look at Sigurd Haugen, so getting a little bit close and personal with Bitter towards the back, but we get the game back underway inside the first minute here at the MSV Arena. Possession gained by Munich. They themselves coming in off a draw against Van Wiesbaden as Sigurd Haugen now powers into the box. It's well defended. The corner now for Munich. Fleckstein seeing the ball out of play. Take a look at this again. Sigurd Haugen, ever dangerous in these major zones. The signal being given by Kevin Volland, of course the former German international. Words being ushered by the linesman. So now Volland once again issues the same instruction. The ball sent into the middle, whipped in with his left foot. Very nearly reaching the head of Sigurd Haugen as well. Immediately it's taken. Certainly wasn't very happy about something, but it is a free kick here for Duisburg. Two teams have made changes ahead of this game. 4 changes made for Duisburg this time out. See, no question after the defeat to Rostock. They brought in Jessen in place of Hahn. Schlick comes in for Wirtz. Then we have Kruger in for Muller. And Kesar on for Susek. It's 3 changes for Munich in this game, with Lippmann, Jakobsen, Steinkotter coming in, and out go Rittmuller, Dorden and Wolfram. So both managers clearly seeing that changes have to be made. Dietmar Hirsch, who has largely enjoyed his run in the Dritte Liga. If we look at the first half of the season, Duisburg were, by many I'm sure, tipped to continue right through to the end of the campaign at the top of the Dritte Liga table, and now they look to maraud forward. Lex Tiger Lobinger now looking to tackle the defence, can't quite break through. The ball just ferries outwards now as Duisburg look to come back. Some heavy challenges being issued, a mass scramble ensuing. Still Duisburg in possession, and again ball sent in for the wide right hand side. Looked like there was some hands there in play, and we got a player just limping just to the inside. It goes out. Some nervy moments there for the 1860 Munich defence. The atmosphere certainly very loud here in the MSV Arena. Former runners-up MSV Duisburg against former champions of the Bundesliga in 1860 Munich. Markus Kosinski, who's been charged with bringing the team back to former glories. The ball is now sent back into the middle, but immediately stolen again. It was back in their heyday. 1860 Munich shared a lot of the ground space with fellow Munich side Bayern Munich. Of course, now the Grunwalder Stadium being their long-served home. It was once the home of Bayern Munich as well, but even prior to that, the Olympia Stadion was also utilised. Of course, if they do go up at any point, 1860 Munich, they may well have to revisit a bigger alternative of stadium in order to allow them to move up and have a ground that is suitable to allow them to continue at the different tiers of the league system. Whether that means a return to the Allianz Arena, I'm not quite sure. Of course, that was once again a ground that was shared by Bayern Munich and 1860 Munich. Similar vibes to that of Inter and AC Milan at the San Siro, but as we now watch, Duisburg maintain possession. Certainly looking cool and confident at the moment. Kesar playing it back, and it's picked up by Bitter. Oh, that's a fortunate moment for Duisburg. Ball now very deep into their half, with Lippmann, who's come across to deliver the throw in. No No doubt it was troubling for Dietmar Hirsch after the result away from home last time out against Hansa Rostock, who have now since actually found their way inside the top 4 of the Dritte table and have actually extended after that win against Duisburg to 4 games won in their last 5 matches. So the ball is sent in from Littmann now. Now into the box. Goodness me, Sigurd Haugen brought down inside the area. The referee certainly not believing it's certainly requires a penalty. So they look to play the ball around again. Simon Wirth getting right into the heat of things. Goes back to Thomas Dahn, who finds Wirth again and sends the ball forward. But his head managing to bring the ball back is becoming quite a furious start to the game, and already we've got some physicality. Meyer and Kesar meeting in the middle. Actually came off Bitter's face there. It was Meyer who, I think Kesar felt that Meyer had stepped on his arm. Clearly took exception to it. So now Wirth plays it back to Thomas Dahn. Back to Wirth again. Now Littmann. Oh my goodness me, that was a very choppy tackle. Kevin Vollen brought down inside the centre of midfield. Sigurd Haugen. The Norwegian managing to battle his way through a string of players. Littmann now back to Wirth. Jessen. Or Reinhardt, I should say, towards the rear, the Munich side. Very strong ball played over the top, but far too much for Sigurd Haugen, who still gave a thumbs up of appreciation. Maximilian Browner collecting. This being his 30th appearance in the 30 games we're now witnessing here in the Dritte Liga this campaign. Slightly different for Thomas Dahn, and this is being his 27th appearance for 1860 Munich between the sticks. Both keepers will be hoping that they can come out of this with a victory and ideally a clean sheet, as Reinhardt sends the ball out. Managing to fend off Lex Tiger Lobinger. Just looking for his 6th goal of the season. Ball sent in the middle. Taken to the outside of the box. It's been challenged. Very well covered off by the 1860 Munich side. Littmann with a head to it. It goes out of play. Will be a Munich throw. So just looking back at some of the results, of course, we mentioned that Rostock have been on a strong run of results lately. They came off the back of a victory against Wien Wiesbaden on Friday. Despite going down to 10 men after the sending off, they came out a 0-0 at the end of 90 minutes. And aside from that, Schweinfurt finally getting yet another win on the board, making it 2 wins in their last 5 games, beating Stuttgart by 3-1. However, Schweinfurt still find themselves rooted to the bottom of the table. It's going to take an almighty effort, or at least a miracle, to pull them out of it at this late stage. It has been a difficult season for the Schweinfurt fans. And Regensburg beating Helvelsa in an absolute goal feast of a game. 5-2 as we witness Haugen going down. Mannheim also laying claim to a victory at home against Auer, and Ingolstadt falling to an away side. Aachen came in and won the game 2-1. Energy Cottbus drawing with Ulm, still chasing for that elusive victory that they haven't had in 3 games or so. BeReal back in the winner's circle again after defeating Saarbrücken 3-0 in Osnabrück, beating Hoffenheim, who they themselves have been on a horrendous losing streak of 3 games with only defeats. Having only won 1 in their last 5 games, but Osnabrück looking really tough to beat right now. As we said, 7 points separating BeReal and Osnabrück in the Dritte Liga table. Fans taking exception to the linesman's decision of a throw. Went the way of 1860 Munich, and my goodness me, that was a very close challenge there. Kozgen getting warned. It just seems to me, from my view of it, a lot of physicality coming in from the MSV Duisburg side. And Kozgen there with a leg to the back of Kevin Volland. Volland going down, clutching his knee. There's been a few instances where tempers have spilled over between these two sides. They do have a long overarching history, these two clubs. As we have said, have met 50 occasions. And in the last 5, the best that Duisburg have managed to do against Munich has been a draw, and that was approximately just over 3 years ago now. 3 years and 11 days since that draw on the 11th of March 2023. Free kick now for Munich. And a dangerous location is drilled into the middle. Cleared away. Kozgen with a big foot to try and relieve some of the danger. Still in 1860 Munich possession now, and they look to come forward again. Kevin Volland on the right-hand side. Meyer tries to cover it off as now the ball, oh my goodness, it now stretches through across the defensive line. Now it looks like it's MSV Duisburg are going to look to counter-attack. They've got no options though further up. Nowhere for Kruger to pass to. It's now Fleckstein. Offers out to Schlick, who in turn finds Kozgen again. Kind of brought himself a little bit closer to the central positions of midfield as the MSV Duisburg flags are all on show. Tiger Lobbinger getting stuck into the action over the far left, just moving out of his central attacking position, almost taking on a free roll of sorts as Kozgen throws the ball back into play. Bitter. Jessen playing I would say definitely a free role as well in the central position of midfield. Has been asked as well, or tasked to work his magic in the centre-back positions. Hard for either side to really get a purchase on the ball. That's a lovely ball sent over the top now, and the referee blowing his whistle. Bitter just going down. Steinkotter was hot on his heels, and referee Richard Hempel seeing fit to blow his whistle. It was a stunning ball there from Kevin Volland. Exactly what the experienced international's capable of. Of course, many years serving inside the Bundesliga system in the top tier of German football. Now looking to utilise his experience to help 1860 Munich in a quest to return back to arguably where they should be. Both clubs have had plenty of glory in their day. The Bundesliga Championship in 1965 going to 1860 Munich. Were runners-up in the top tier in 1931 as well, not to mention 1966 and 67. It was 1931 prior to the Bundesliga being known as the Bundesliga. They were champions of the Zweite Bundesliga as well in 1979, and then 2 years before that, runners-up. Haugen managing to drift past at least one defender. Eventually he was caught. Kosgen now with the ball at feet, finds Schlick. Except to offer on the pass, he has got options. If he spreads the ball to the far right-hand side, Jessen is there and waiting. Certainly decided not to operate in that centre-back position. Very much operating as a wide player. Fleckstein playing it back. Now to Bitter. Bitter lasers it over the top, finds Lex Tiger Lobinger. Nudged off the ball. It will go out for a 1860 Munich throw-in. Lobinger not happy with the linesman. Lippmann with the throw. To that field by Bitter. Thomas Dahn collecting nice and easily here. Dahn still playing it short. Yeah, no, Duisburg have actually managed to steal it now inside the 1860 Munich half. It's taken back though by Munich. One ball floated forward into the path of Sigurd Haugen. Maximilian Brauner collecting easily. Will now once again play it off to Schlick. Kesar. Jessen. To Kesar, then number 8 in the middle of the park. Fleckstein across, back to Schlick, back to Fleckstein again, who finds Bitter. Just over 19 minutes have now been observed inside this first half of play so far. We do thank you for your company. George Morgan here in the commentary box, bringing you all the action into this Dritte Liga encounter that I'm sure will pay certainly dividends in terms of league positions. It's quite an imperative fixture for both these sides, obviously looking to get the leverage in moving up the order, and certainly based on prior form coming into this game, you would suspect 1860 Munich to be the main threat, but we know what MSV Duisburg are of course capable of. In terms of away records, 1860 Munich actually just stand above Duisburg in that, having won 2 more games than the home side, but both sharing 6 defeats, and in fact the only defeats this season have been away for Duisburg, as we have already mentioned prior. Kesar. Bitter. It's a very tough first time ball sent forward. Connor Noss now looking to charge forward. Wasn't able to do anything with it, the Irishman. Jan Kosgin. It's back again in possession for MSV Duisburg. They'll look to try and manufacture something here. Kosgin sends it into the middle. It's well cleared away. Only so far. Bitter now with a volley over the top, but into the hands of Thomas Dahn. First testing of the goalkeeper goes the way of MSV Duisburg. It's been a fairly cagey start to this game. Pressure once again low on MSV Duisburg. Sigurd Haugen chasing down every ball. As Browner plays it across to Schleek. Kosgin. Of course, no games in the Dritte Liga next weekend. Of course, we move into international break. Of course, plenty of eyes will be on the upcoming World Cup festivities that will be introduced later into the year. Plenty of international football to observe, which means that the domestic leagues will take a back step for the time being. So you have match day 31 coming up when we enter into the first week of April. 1860 Munich will be facing off against Mannheim in a return to the Grunwalder Stadion. For MSV Duisburg, they'll be taking on Rot-Weiss Essen away from home. So plenty of games to come across the weekend as we move into match day 31. Of course, it's all about match day 30 here today. Once again, this time an opportunity for 1860 Munich. They've got 3-on-3 here at this moment in time, but they come forward now with more. Big chances now as Fleckstein comes forward. Oh my goodness, just trying to defend this. Very scrappy here in the MSV Duisburg box. Finally, they get the ball clear. Jakobsen right in the heat of battle. So the ball is picked up once more by Meyer, who plays it back to Wirtz. Tor Jakobsen again. Switches play across. Fasman playing it once again to Kevin Volland, back to Jakobsen. Once again working with Fasman now as Kevin Volland once again picks up the ball on the edge of the area and just his shot flailing over the bar. That won't cause a problem for Thomas, well certainly for Maximilian Browner. Here's the moment earlier on again. Sigurd Haugen managed to once again battle past the defenders, but it was Tor Jakobsen who sent the ball back inside to Lippmann. Steinkotter was urgently trying to probe for the ball back in return. Unsuccessful. But signs from both sides that they have the ability going forward, and they certainly do. Schleek came powering in, and my goodness me, that could have been a near mistake there for Maximilian Browner. Don't want to let Sigurd Haugen loose up front, ever dangerous. Has been all season long, 11 goals against his name for the Norwegian. The 28-year-old in those 26 appearances. Also assisted once as well, but he's more up there for his goal-scoring efforts. They do have options available to the 1860 Munich side, with not forgetting Patrick Hopsch on the bench as well, who was also netted 6 times so far this season. Steinkotter goes down. Bitter just getting a little bit too aggressive. Fleckstein. Vert. Back to Jakobsen. Vert again. Goes out of play once again for a Munich throw. Of course, we do have one more game as well to bring you here on Matchday 30 as well, coming up later on this afternoon, 6:30 GMT. Aside from that, it'll be 7:30 in the night for all of you in Europe. Victoria Köln taking on Rot-Weiss Essen. As referee Richard Hempel was for a free kick to 1860 Munich. Fasman playing it back to Thomas Dahn. Just misjudging the path of the ball very nearly to the MSV Duisburg players. A loose touch as well, and Littmann was closing it down. No trouble for Maximilian Brauner as he settles down. Definitely seems that the Duisburg players will be looking to feed off their home crowd. Quite an intense atmosphere coming to the MSV Arena. Robbinger coming back to help as Thor Jakobsen's headed past, just drifts past Sigurd Haugen. It's collected again by Duisburg as they look to build from the back. Schlick playing it across to Kosgen. Fleckstein finding Bitter. Just trying to drag in the 1860 Munich attack. Once again, it's now deep inside the 1860 Munich half. It's cleared away. Will be a throw. Sending the ball forward. Cleared by Littmann again. Comes off the shoulder of Thor Jakobsen there. No need for a free kick as far as the referee is concerned. He waves play on. Fasman. Danhoff playing on that far right position. Dahn now hoofs the ball forward. Fasman playing quite high up the line at the moment. Reintaler collects at the rear of the field for Munich. It's Max Reintaler in his 20th appearance for 1860 Munich this season. Very much the rear guard general at the back of the 1860 Munich defence. Simon Vert. Very nice ball there to Sigurd Haugen. He now looks to come forward again as he looks to ferry a ball onwards. Kevin Volland once more. He goes down. It's collected again by MSV Duisburg. Now look to try and come forward, but the ball goes out of play. Will be a Munich throw. Littmann with a clear option in the centre of the park. Bitter bringing down his man, the referee waving play on. Meyer. Reintaler. Played back again by Volland into the path of Fasman. Tor Jakobsen. Back to Reintaler. Across to Simon Wirth. Littman. Charges forward, actually loses the ball himself. It's in the hands of the MSV Duisburg players. Big header there from Reintaler. The high foot from Philipp Meyer. Was just catching Jessen. Down clutching his face. Bitter. Philipp Meyer trying to play it forward, trying to catch out the MSV defence, but now MSV Duisburg look to come forward. Play it back now, and Bitter has been largely a pivotal figure in the defence as well for Duisburg. Has been known to cause a threat in the course of goal scoring. Has taken 4 himself this season. They've got quite a few dangerous players where it comes to set pieces and corners. Also keep your eyes on Chan Kosgen at left back, who has been known to score as well. Ex-Tiger Lobbinger, and able to keep control of the ball. So Kevin Volland looks to send it into Danhoff. Lovely ball back to Kevin Volland again, and now they come forward this time. Sigurd Haugen, he's onside, and now looking to charge down against the goalkeeper, but again, much like we saw before, Haugen fended off by the MSV Duisburg defence, and that was exceptionally well defended. You have to say that. It was a lovely opportunity. The ball from Kevin Volland was absolutely mighty, but Schleek passed Haugen by and intercepted the ball. It was actually well saved as well by Maximilian Browner, avoiding the corner. But more warning shots fired here for a MSV Duisburg side that can't afford to make a mistake in a game such as this, especially given the magnitude of it. Could be a promising opportunity here for Munich. They've got quite a few players coming forward. Littman now on the ball. Cuts the ball inside. Oh, and he finds Steinkotter, who loses it. Kevin Volland! Oh, how did he miss that? Clattering against the post. Any other angle, and that surely would have been buried. Steinkotter with the ball inside, he was defended, but Kevin Volland from outside the box. Contact with the post. How on earth did that not curl in to the back of the net? Straight across the face of goal. A stunning effort from the former German international. And yet further hope for the Munich travelling fans. And will that have rattled the MSV Duisburg side at all? We'll soon find out. Here comes Danhoff. Kevin Volland again. He has been so busy inside the middle of the park here so far this afternoon. Back to Littman, who cuts inside. Big chance on the edge of the area. Or is he going to try and distribute? He certainly does. Tor Jakobsen finding Sigurd Haugen. Now, is that a corner? The linesman suggests yes. And the momentum has shifted, certainly more so to the away side. Looks like Duisburg have got a man down. It's Jessen again. If you remember, he was the one who got caught in the face not too long ago. It doesn't look like he's clutching his face at this time. It's his leg or his groin, I think, that's playing him up right now. We'll just take a look and just see what's happened. This was the moment where he was trying to fend off Lippmann. He went down and I think must have just awkwardly twisted something. Yeah, his feet seemed to come away from him, and just as he was trying to support himself, by the looks of it, his left leg from the groin just slipped away and just went down awkwardly. So whether he's overstretched it, I'm not quite sure, but the physios are tending to that left groin as we speak, and he is being marched off the pitch as well. So a chance here now for 1860 Munich from the corner. Steinkotter in the middle, being hassled here by Muir. Once again, it's Kevin Volland who will take this set piece this time. The ball comes into the middle, punched away by Maximilian Brauner. Lippmann looks to send it back into the middle. Unfortunately, not successful, as now Duisburg look to make safe the ball, but it's taken back by Lippmann again. And another corner. And approximately 8 minutes to go until we're in proximity of half-time. Jessen has rejoined the action. So they are back to a full 11 players now on the pitch, are Duisburg. It'll be Kevin Volland once again to deliver. Sends the ball straight into the middle of the park. Ball sent straight back in as well. Was well cleared by Duisburg, to be fair. Dealt with the corner well. Yes, and still struggling, I think, with the slight injury he sustained. I think gesturing to suggest that he's okay here at the moment. Just hoping that he can walk it off, I'm sure. Jakobsen with a head back to Fasman, who plays it back to Reithaler. He's got Simon Wirtz with him for the ride as well on the left-hand side, but Reithaler opts for the direct long pass to Lippmann. Ball headed out, and it will be yet another throw. Yes, and sending it out of play. Lippmann with the long throw. It's taken by Simon Wirtz, who has now punched the ball into the box. Sigurd Haugen trying to take possession. Danhoff collects. Sends it off to Jakobsen. Reithaler playing it back to Thomas Dahn. Danhoff. Kevin Volland. Back to Fasman. Wirtz. Back to Volland again. He's now chasing down the ball. In fact, Lex Tiger Lobbinger has managed to take him on. And now on the right-hand side charging. Ball goes out for a throw. Again, Lobbinger showing exactly what he is, well and truly capable of. Kevin Volland trying to chase him down. Just a little clever touch with his 2 feet. Keeping Volland at bay, but couldn't stop Philip Meyer from putting in a crucial tackle in. Throw sent in to the middle. Jessen with the throw in. Lobbinger on offer, trying to use his big surliness to keep hold of the ball here for Duisburg. They get it back here. Lobbinger sends it into the middle, but it's well held by Thomas Dahn. Sends it straight out to Danhoff. Tim Dunhoff marking his 19th appearance of the season, a two-time assist maker this season as well. So does have that little spark of creativity. The ball now and providing it to Tor Jakobsen. Now looks forward and opens up the passage of play, and now, oh my goodness, that was a very loose pass. Looks like they've got a man down once again. I'm wondering, is that Chan Koskin again who's gone down this time? Koskin going down. He's trying to find his bearings. Richard Hempel stands over him and issues a few words to him. The Turkish player with his 29th appearance of the season as well. I wonder what Dietmar Hirsch is currently noting down at the moment. Obviously there has been a few concerning moments for the MSV Duisburg boss. I'm sure his heart would have skipped a beat for a brief moment when witnessing a Kevin Volland effort from outside the box. On any other day, 1860 Munich could have been a goal to nil in front coming into the end of half-time. But will this cause any, or will it spike any changes from either manager? As Lex Tiger Lobinger now on the ball, looks to try and skip past the Munich defence. Actually reclaims the ball inside the Munich half and now sends a low cross into the middle. It's dealt with by Munich. It will be a corner though. Conor Noss was charging into the middle of the penalty box, but it was well taken by Lobinger. It was eventually sent out by Fasman before Conor Noss could really get to it. There weren't a lot of options there for Lobinger to really utilise inside the penalty area. Will be a corner though. Chan Koskin will take it. Sends it back, the ball driven into the middle. Oh, it's well punched away, just touched away by Thomas Dahn. Conor Noss has gone over to retrieve it. And it looks like the referee has given a throw to the away side. Tim Dunhoff playing it back to Fasman. Rheintaler. Back to Dunhoff. Ball over the top now. Looks to find Kevin Volland, who now trying to deal with Kesart. Comes back to Dunhoff. Is supported by Tor Jakobsen. Jakobsen goes down. Referee giving a free kick. Dunhoff standing over it, looking to deliver. Quite a few danger men inside, just on the edge of that penalty box. Indeed, the ball does come into the middle, does reach the head of Rheintaler, Max Rheintaler. The first to grace the ball with the presence of his head. Unable to turn it around now as we reach the 45th minute. We're now essentially entering stoppage time until the end of this first half. There have been moments of danger for both teams, moments of brilliance as well. I'm sure there'll be plenty of discussions inside the changing rooms at the end of the first 45 minutes. And there could be some changes as well. What kind of half will we expect heading into the second later on? Can confirm it is a minute of stoppage time as now Max Rheintaler looks to clear the danger. Tim Dunhoff plays it across to Kevin Volland. Volland over the top, and that's a lovely weighted ball as such. Just ran a little bit too deep. Looks like it will go out for a goal kick. Conor Noss going down as well for his troubles. Fasman seeing him off, but Referee Richard Hempel blows the half-time whistle. Well, it's been end-to-end stuff. In certain stages, some promising displays from Lex Tiger Lominger back up front, but the big chances coming from 1860 Munich. An effort from Kevin Volland, hitting the post and then going square across the face of goal. No goals, though, so far inside this first half. It is currently MSV Duisburg 0, TSV 1860 Munich 0. Well, welcome back to the MSV Arena. MSV Duisburg versus 1860 Munich. No changes in the scoreline. We are still 0-0 as we make our way into the second 45 minutes of play. The match officials now rejoining the action as well. Richard Hempel, who has had a fairly busy half with certainly some contentious battles between the two teams, but no cards have been distributed, and all smiles as they venture back out onto the field of play. Best chance of the game, though, so far coming from Kevin Volland. His effort from well outside the box, clattering against the post and then going across the face of goal. It looked goal-bound after that, but unfortunately went wide of the mark. So we are still 0-0 as it stands, with no rumour changes just yet on the field of play. Some final words from Richard Hempel to Kevin Volland and Chan Koskin. This time it will be MSV Duisburg getting us back underway. Lex Tiger Lobinger will be taking us off for the start of the second half. And indeed, this time Duisburg playing from right to left. For 1860 Munich, it's from left to right. A throw in straight away. Lippmann will come across to claim the ball. As we said, no changes coming into the second 45 minutes of action. We are as we were at the end of the first half. As now Munich hold possession with Fasman now collecting from Thomas Dahn. Tim Danhoff. Ball played across again. Booted upfield, this time very direct towards Sigurd Haugen, who holds up the ball. He's got options here as well, Tim Danhoff. A shot though from Haugen. Blocked by the Duisburg defence. Certainly not going to cause a threat for the keeper Maximilian Brauner. The player's just gone down here for 1860 Munich. So they will have a free kick inside the Duisburg half, and it is Steinkotter who's gone down. Only once has he been on the score sheet so far this season, in now 16 appearances. Joshua Bitter just coming in a little bit too heavy. But again, potential opportunity from this free kick for Munich. Plenty of dark blue shirts here available. Kevin Volland saying that he's available for it. The ball is sent in. Did come out of the hands of Maximilian Brauner, but he collects anyway. Sends the ball upfield. It's taken by Max Reintaler. The ball's lost by Tor Jakobsen. Now it's Chan Koskin. Looks to shoot at goal. It's blocked though by Jakobsen. Turkish player Koskin now retrieves the ball for a throw in. Ball sent in the middle once more. Certainly not going to trouble Thomas Dahn, who collects once more. Bit of space here for Justin Steinkotter. Lays the ball off once again. They drift inside. Lippmann trying to send a ball in rather deep. Tor Jakobsen playing it back. Now Danhoff looks to lay off to Fasman. Jakobsen back. Fasman, who plays it across now to Reintaler. Fasman. Oh, that's a loose pass there from Fasman now. And now this opened up an opportunity. Reintaler went down, and now big chance again inside the box. Well saved by Thomas Dahn. And that was a massive opportunity begging there for MSV Duisburg. Arguably, probably should have done more with it. Fasman with a very loose ball back to Reintaler. It was Connor Noss who actually collected the ball and then fed it to the inside. With Florian Kruger was on hand in an attempt to bury it. It looks like there is a player down inside the Munich box. Just massaging the scalp there, and whether there's been a man-to-man collision, something I'm not quite sure, but clearly the medics a little concerned. It's incidentally Connor Noss who has gone down. We'll just take a look. Oh yes, the shoulder meeting the immovable object of Simon Wirth, I think, towards the back, and it's been attended to. Must be seeing stars after being clattered, and Wirth coming across just to check that Connor Noss is okay. But, less than impressed Dietmar Hirsch, who is clearly questioning whether they need to make a change or so. Noss is back to his feet. Of course, any cranial injuries are, of course, taken very seriously in football to this day. That's why we have a phenomenal crew of medics on the side of the pitch for either side. Their physios providing some much needed attention now as Jan Kosgen sends the corner into the middle. Very well saved by Thomas Dahn, though the shot attempt flying over the bar from Kesar. Muir also part of it as well. MSV Duisburg fans in full voice, obviously hoping that they'll see a slightly better display than they did inside that first half. Of course, it was Munich with the better chances. But, of course, Duisburg do come in with the record, as we stated earlier on, having not lost a game at home at all this season. Form that certainly any team in the Dritte Liga would be envious of. Schlick sending the ball forward. Oh, now a big chance now as Kruger looks to close the ball down. Has been dealt with by Reintaler. A little bit of interplay with Thomas Dahn as now Reintaler sends the ball forward. And now it's out for a throw once again. Fasman to Reintaler. Got Wirth now stationed far to the left-hand side. Jakobsen plays it back to Fasman though, however. They're determined to maintain a fairly narrow defensive and midfield line, trying to keep it as shallow as possible. Relatively defensive-minded here from Munich as they pump the ball forward, favouring that direct style of play as now Sigurd Haugen lays it off. Steinkotter sends the ball into the middle. It's just been cleared away. It will be a corner here to Munich. Stefan Muir sending it out. Tim Danhoff giving the signal to his Munich teammates. Ball sent into the middle. Again, Florian Kruger there trying to usurp the danger. Simon Wirth unable to get any purchase on it. Once again, it fails to be cleared, but now finally they relieve the ball out from their own half, but now it's back into Munich possession. Stolen again by Jan Kosgen, but another loose pass, this time not collected by Florian Kruger. It's back with Munich again. Fasman looks up, finds Reintaler. Munich trying to reform their players' positioning. Tor Jakobsen witnesses the ball going out of play by Schlick. Volland. Reintaler. Danhoff. Unfortunately loses the ball, tried to flick it over the defence, but wasn't successful. Nothing that Tor Jakobsen could really do about that, the captain. European Cup, Winners' Cup runners-up, 1860 Munich back in 1964-65. They were largely some of their best years in terms of top-flight performances. Incidentally, the last time they won a trophy was the Bavarian Cup, well, becoming Bavarian Cup winners back in 2020. Seems like such a long time ago now. We're talking 6 years apart, pretty much from that moment in time. However, if you're MSV Duisburg, enjoyed becoming Dritte Liga champions back in 2016-17. I would love to bring better days back once again, and they're back on the ball after losing it once more. Justin Steinkotter going down as now Connor Noss shoots at goal. Great save. Thomas Dahn getting a hand to it. Connor Noss receiving the ball from Kesari, dodged one man past Philip Meyer, but was unable to send the ball past Thomas Dahn. He was equal to it. Justin Steinkotter still down, clutching his thigh at the moment. We've seen a few players suffer from similar injuries. In fact, Jessen on the Duisburg side, Nicholas Jessen went down with a groin injury as well after slipping under feet. And in fact, it was Nicholas Jessen who was involved in this one as well. So it does seem to orbit around the MSV player. MSV Duisburg. Markus Kaczynski, who's now currently overseeing some of the best form that 1860 Munich have been enjoying as of late. Of course, prior to the 0-0 draw with Wien Wiesbaden last time out on the 14th of March. Of course, we're talking 7 days ago. It was a 1-0 win away from home against Victoria Köln, following suit from the 2-1 victory against Erzgebirge Aue. And 2 wins in the final couple of weeks of February against Hoffenheim and Hansa Rostock. So now Justin Steinkotter rejoins the action. Fasman sends it up to Sigurd Haugen. Haugen tries to send the ball into the middle, was unsuccessful. Tim Danhoff has come across. It will be a throw to Munich here. Danhoff gesturing that he needs more support for the distribution of the throw. Plays it back to Kevin Volland. Tried to send it back into the middle, but it's blocked and now cleared by MSV Duisburg. Thanks Tiger Lobinger fighting to try and claim that ball, but it does find an MSV Duisburg shirt anyway, and now Lobinger chasing down the loose ball. Littman comes across to try and prevent it, but he at least manages to defend against Lobinger, who sends the ball searing overhead. That won't be a threat at all for 1860 Munich. Duisburg with their 2 wins in their last 5 games, coming against Saarbrücken and Schweinfurt. Saarbrücken, who up to now are just standing above the relegation places. It was a 4-2 victory against them as they now look to surge forward once more. Chan Koskin unable to do anything with it as Tim Danhoff intercepts. It's a lovely interplay, but it's taken again by the Duisburg team. Goes out, will be a corner. Right in front of the MSV Duisburg fans. They will have a chance at the set piece here. Dan Hoff a little bit frustrated. Plenty of blue and white flags being waved in the grandstands above Thomas Dahn. He's going to have to do his best and be alert to any ball that's going to be issued here in the middle of the penalty box. No chance Chan Koskin taking it this time, as now the ball is fed into the middle. Now the loose ball, and it goes in! Joshua Bitter! Well, we said he was dangerous from set pieces. A 4-goal tally coming into matchday 30. Well, make that goal number 5 for the 29-year-old. And as we said, the best result against Munich that Duisburg have pulled together up to now was a draw over 3 years ago. Well, they're looking like they're going to be on track to finally getting a win over the line, should they secure this result for the full 90 minutes. And not to mention maintain that unbeaten run at home this season in the Drittliga. It's Joshua Bitter who sends the hosts in front. It's Duisburg 1, 1860 Munich 0. Well, alarm bells ringing. The Lions have been rattled here at the MSV Arena. But straight away on the attack, looking to reply straight away. Now has that goal opened the floodgates as Reithaler sends the ball across. Now Fasman sending it inside to Kevin Volland, who sends it inside. I tell you what, that was very, very unlucky. Sigurd Haugen just not getting enough purchase on that header to send it goalwards. They've got no choice now of Marcus Kaczynski's side. They've got to respond somehow, and this could be their first defeat in a long time. In fact, the last defeat that Munich sustained was against Stuttgart on the 7th of February. Talking over nearly 2 months ago now, a month and a half at the very least. That was 2-1 away from home. Free kick for Duisburg. Just inside the Munich half, and they send it into the middle. Joshua Bitter again with his head onto it, but certainly not goalwards this time. Goes out for a goal kick. That could be a very important goal indeed that Joshua Bitter has pulled together. They are dangerous from set pieces, are the Duisburg team. Kevin Volland brought down as well, and certainly not, I think, happy with the referee not bringing that decision. And indeed, Volland with some choice words. Can't really blame Volland for that, to be honest. Just looked like he was chopped down, essentially, coming across the halfway line. Reithaler plays it across to Fasman. Volland now teeing it off to Jakobsen. It's now collected by Duisburg, though. They intercept. Jakobsen playing it back. Schleek plays it across to Bitter. Now a 5-time goal scorer this season. Thomas Dahn collects. Dan Hoff. Jakobsen. Back inside to Reithaler. Plays it back to Jakobsen. He now sends it forward to Sigurd Haugen. Ball goes out. Schleek seeing it out of play. It will be a Duisburg throw, with Chankoskin coming across to take it. Looks like we do have some activity on the MSV Duisburg bench. So now Philip Meyer sends the ball across, this time to Lippmann, who now charges into the box. Shot now parried away by Jessen. Looks like though it is going to go out for a goal kick nonetheless. From that angle, it looked like that Jessen had actually managed to get some purchase onto the ball. See it out of play. Plenty for the home fans to get excited about now. As we said, a key game at this point in the season, especially when Duisburg largely have been coming off the back of a poor result against Hansa Rostock. Sometimes it takes an injection of confidence to turn your season around, certainly in a spate of form that has not gone your way. This has turned rather scrappy here as Justin Steinkotter somehow claims the ball despite going down with two Duisburg players around him. Goes out though, nonetheless, and it will be a throw to Munich. Stefan Muir just getting his feet to the ball first and fending the ball off. It's now Max Reinthaler. Retains possession, sends it across to Lasse Fassmann. Again cleared by Chankoskin. He's quite happy to see the ball go out of play. Almost looks like they've gone ultra defensive here. Munich though still working away. Thor Jakobsen playing it across now, and Muir, oh my goodness, that just went wide of the mark. Philip Meyer with a shot just outside the penalty area. Just opened up his feet. Maximilian Brauner just watching the ball run wide as he sent his left palm. And we've got Christian Wietz coming back on as well. Of course, started in the last game that Duisburg were in against Rostock. Looks like Connor Noss is coming off. Of course, we saw him go down earlier on, and Florian Kruger also coming off as well. Christian Wietz, the number 10 in operation. As the corner now comes in for Munich. Has been dealt with. Dan Hoff now collects towards the back. Fassmann. That's to Lasse Fassmann again. It's a well-weighted pass by Fassmann. Tilo Topkin, of course, now on the pitch in place of Florian Kruger. Still coming. Oh my goodness, now that is a penalty. Referee had no choice there at all. Richard Hempel could only make that decision. We saw as well Kevin Vollen going down. And the game takes yet another twist with high drama here at the MSV Arena. Sigurd Haugen with Schlick's hands all over him, bringing down Haugen inside the box initially. Brought him down again, then arguably one of the bigger ones was Kevin Volland going down. So two incidents there for the referee to look at. And it does look like it was the Volland challenge that has led to this penalty that will be taken by Thor Jakobsen. The captain with the 1860 armband on will slot it home and level the scoreline. Well, what a twist inside the second half. It's captain and fantastic Thor Jakobsen. In his 28th appearance, 7 goals now against his name this season. And on the 68th minute, brings the scoreline back to 1-1. So we're all square here at the MSV Arena. And again, goals change momentum, certainly of matches. And what looked to be a chance for MSV Duisburg to close out potential 3 points. We've got plenty of time left in the game. This is the Sigurd Haugen possession. This is the initial man that went down. Now, in comparison for me, the challenge on Kevin Volland, definitely the instigator to the penalty. Richard Hempel blowing the whistle. The only decision he could have made. And therefore, we are now once again equal here at the MSV Arena. Clemens Lippmann sending the ball back in, and again going down. More feistiness coming in from the MSV Duisburg players. Volland going down once again, this time not in the penalty box, but inside the Duisburg half nonetheless. It will be Lippmann or Tim Danhoff who will take the free kick. Plenty of dark blue shirts inside the penalty area as now the ball comes in just a little bit too shallow. Nothing that Simon Verd could really do about that on that occasion. Still yet to see any fresh legs come on for Munich just yet. Of course, we mentioned the changes made by Duisburg. Thilo Topken coming on for Kruger. Christian Weert on for Connor Noss, as well as Cenk Hosgen looks to come forward. Hosgen plays it across. Kesar across to Bitter, who now turns sending the ball out wide. Schleek sending the ball back as well. Browner. Danhoff back to Fassmann. Once again back in Duisburg possession. Cenk Hosgen trying to float a ball over the top. It's been unlucky really not to find an MSV player, just taking his chances really. A complication in the plan for Dietmar Hirsch after going 1-0 in front. Both sides have shown signs of goals so far. Miorno seeing the ball go out of play. Cenk Hosgen will take the throw for Duisburg. Long throw it is. Tries to lurch it towards the Duisburg attackers. Sigurd Haugen is getting a little bit too aggressive. Definitely looked like the elbows were out coming into the Duisburg half. Referee seeing fit to caution. There's a slight shoulder barge there by the looks of it. Fleckstein taking a heavy tumble. There's no surprises, the referee calling for the free kick. Cenk Hosgen will enforce the distribution. Christian Weert also standing there ready and waiting as well, but it'll safely cruise into the hands of Thomas Dahn, who rolls the ball out straight away to Tor Jakobsen. Lippmann now going down as well. Duisburg fans did not like that one bit. Referee seeing fit to caution with a free kick, and that was a blistering challenge by Nicholas Jessen. Reinthaler. Back to Lasse Fassmann. Back to Sigurd Haugen as well. On the hands all over him. Now David Philippe is getting ready on the bench as well. Wonder if this will be an exchange for Meyer in the middle of the park. That is a possibility. Soon see what swap they make. Now there is a dead ball here for Munich as to whether Markus Kaczynski opts to make the sub now. I'm not quite sure. It looks like they're going to carry out the free kick first. See where this goes. Issued instructions coming in from Maximilian Brauner to his defence. Opportunity this for Munich. Danhoff standing over it, as is Kevin Volland. If they fancy a pop-up goal, they could do something of the sort if they really wanted to. But I'd say that they are teed up for a move into the box. Quite a few big players waiting there in the centre. It will be Danhoff who will take it. Loops the ball inwards, but nowhere near finding a Munich head. It's Lippmann on the ball. Sends it across to Fassmann, who now cruises it towards Kevin Volland. Volland to Sigurd Haugen. Oh my goodness, push there from Schleek. Sigurd Haugen clearly feeling that more should have been done about that. I mean, there's a couple of pushes there in the back. The initial one, and of course the second one being the more severe. Hence the requirement for a free kick. Once again, it's Danhoff and Volland standing over it. Volland takes it this time around, swings it into the path of the box, and now Simon Wirtz tries to cruise it back across. The ball gets floated back in, again reaches a Duisburg head. So they now look to distribute the play again. Back in from Lasse Fassmann. And a big volley on the edge of the area, but nowhere near the target. It will be a goal kick for Duisburg, an opportunity as well for the substitutions here. And David Philippe will indeed come on for Justin Steinkotter. So an exchange going forward. Steinkotter, of course, has been right in the thick of the action. Philippe, who comes in for his 18th appearance this season, twice a goal scorer, twice an assist maker as well. Goals and creativity. Certainly David Philippe has those attributes in spades. They'll be calling upon him again this time. As the ball is sent on by Maximilian Brauner, headed by Philipp Meyer. Simon Wirtz sending it back as well. Bitter lumps it forward. Tiger Lobbinger not quite interested in getting tied up with Simon Wirtz this time. Back to Wirtz again. Opts for a ball over the top. David Philippe was on hand to receive it, but just got away from him slightly. Hasn't quite got his first touch of the game just yet. Kevin Volland. Volland over the top. Trying to find Tor Jakobsen. It's a quick throw out from Maximilian Brauner. Manages to pass his man, and now cruising forward here is Kesar with a back heel, and that is very smart indeed. Cenk Ozgun on the left-hand side. A ball into the middle. Big head, well saved. Well, some tremendous creativity has to be said from MSV Duisburg. Kesar, the architect really of the initial back heel, but how about this? Cenk Ozgun with his electric pace, sending across to the head of Christian Wirtz, who has only just recently come on, but safely into the hands of Thomas Dahn. but more chances either side. Here inside the second half, the game has definitely turned up a notch as Tim Danhoff now plays it back, trying to find Kevin Volland, who goes down, but that was a fair challenge. Littman, a ball into the middle. Sigurd Haugen was there, but Maximilian Brauner manages to collect. Three changes at the ready for MSV Duisburg. Simala's going to be coming on by the looks of it. We're also seeing some activity with Tugbenyo coming in, who has been known to score late in the day. I wonder if that will be an exchange for Muir in the centre of midfield for at least one of them. We will, of course, wait and see as to what Dietmar Hirsch is looking to pull together. Oh, and down goes David Philippe. Wasn't happy about that one bit. The ball still in possession, though, for 1860 Munich. Rheintaler finding Steven Wirtz. That's David Philippe, who lays the ball off to the defence again, but Jakobsen lays it off now to Danhoff. Back to Jakobsen. Kesar just fending off the danger, and it will be a throw-in. Duisburg with a man down on the ground at the moment, but it looks like we're going to be awaiting the changes coming on here for MSV Duisburg. Just instructions being issued to the three players. Indeed, Jessen will be coming off, as will ex-Tiger Lobinger. Stefan Muir coming off for Tugbenyo. Of course, Tugbenyo has been a threat in the past. We mentioned his late goal-scoring expertise. Dominic Kother also coming on for ex-Tiger Lobinger. Chance here now for Munich. Tim Danhoff smelled an opportunity there. It'll be Littman sending it into the middle. A long throw into the box. Indeed arrives at the feet of Steven Wirtz, but cleared away. Duisburg looking to break out once again. It's Max, well, Lasse Fassmann collects now to Tim Danhoff. Oh, and it's now stolen away. Duisburg now on a charge. It's Kesar. He's got options in front, but brought down by Tim Danhoff. And a yellow card. The first of the game. It's gone to Tim Danhoff on this occasion. It's well stolen by Kesar, who is really bearing down on the penalty area. Danhoff just trying to interject and stop the passage of play. We've got Christian Wirt currently standing over it at the moment with Chan Kosgen. Whether they fancy a little pop at goal here is indeed a possibility. Quite a few of the Duisburg players getting themselves organised now as Wirt opts for the lob into the box. Bitter there on hand as Littman now looks to carry the ball away. And Littman has managed to break past Joshua Bitter at this stage. Bitter looking to come back though. Sigurd Haugen looking to come in, but Bitter playing it back to Maximilian Brauner. He distributes outwards now this time. Comes to Fassman. Danhoff. Sigurd Haugen. Finding Kevin Vollen. Vollen with his hand up, clearly feeling that perhaps there might have been a handball there. Christian Wiertz with a lovely ball over the top, and he might catch. Oh my goodness, it was an opportunity spurned. Kother unable to manufacture the chance for the first time volley. Thomas Dahn ejected himself out of his goal mouth, and with the use of his head to clear the danger. Obviously couldn't use his hands from outside the box, but once again it's Duisburg coming forward, looking to find a second goal of the game. They've got plenty of bodies inside the box now as they drift further forwards. Great save by Thomas Dahn. Just managed to get a hand to it. Not sure whether it came off Dahn's hand or whether it came in from off the post, but some lovely 1-2 from the substitutes. It was Jan Simala on the left-hand side who cut inside, dodged his man. And I think it did, in actual fact, come off the post. That's why we have no cross here. Looks like we have had a change as well. Kevin Volland has taken his seats here. Patrick Hopsch moving out onto the field of play. We do have an 1860 Munich player down. It's Tor Jakobsen, who is currently on the ground being nursed at his head. So of course we saw Connor Noss from Duisburg having the same kind of treatment earlier on. This was the chance here from Jan Simala. Clattering against the post. A lot of noise coming in as obviously Tor Jakobsen had to come off because he received treatment from the physio. So now has to wait before he can be brought back onto the field of play. So briefly, Munich will be down to 10 men. Bitter. Jan Simala. Simala once again charging at the defenders. He's been marauding so far since he's come on, but not successful this time. Oh, and Haugen has gone down in the middle of the park too. Collision with Fleckstein, and the referee waves play on. Now the referee halts the field of play. A yellow card has been pulled out against Tor Jakobsen. Clearly Jakobsen having a few things to say about the fact that Haugen went down, who's clutching his back, and Marcus Kaczynski also not happy with the decisions that have been made, and there's a few words being said now between the two managers. Dietmar Hirsch clearly with a differing opinion to the 1860 Munich head coach. So the needle that existed on the pitch is now extended out to the sidelines. Yellow cards have been issued to both managers. Of course, with a red, they would be sent essentially down the tunnel or into the grandstand. Kesar receiving the yellow. Well, back underway nonetheless, and tempers are certainly starting to fray here. It just feels that the temperature has been simmering since the very start of this affair between two sides of the battling for promotion, as Tor Jakobsen with a great challenge. Sees Kosgen go down. It is a corner though to Duisburg, and we are 1 minute away from the end of the game. What a time. It's a great challenge there from Tor Jakobsen, and he, as you can see, audibly projected his delight at getting that one off the board. The ball sent into the middle now. In the closing minutes, Tigbenio goes down as well. The ball still stranded inside the Munich penalty area as the shot goes off the post. Oh, it's in! In the dying moments, the super sub Thilo Topken comes in to save the day. The Zebras showing their stripes here in the dire moments here at the MSV Arena. Super sub Thilo Topken may have just secured all 3 points. Well, the corner was exquisite, sent into the danger area. It was cleared briefly. We'll take a look at this. Topken was there waiting in the middle. Tigbenio initially with the pile driver, but as the ball came loose off the post, it was Thilo Topken with the crucial finish. And finally, it looks like MSV Duisburg may have stolen a win against 1860 Munich in the dying moments of the game to pull themselves back to winning ways, ensuring that Hansa Rostock defeat becomes a distant memory. It's 2-1 now as we enter stoppage time, and we'll witness 2 minutes of added time as well. And MSV Duisburg are now back in possession, and they have got 3 shirts now against 2, but it's been stolen away nonetheless. Free kick has been issued to Munich, and in fact it's 6 minutes of stoppage time we're going to be witnessing as issued by the 4th official. Tor Jakobsen sending the ball back, and now Lasse Fassmann looks to send it back into the penalty area. Comes to Simon Wirtz. Jan Simala was looking to try and close the ball down and relinquish it from Duisburg grasp. They now send it forward again. Duisburg going ultra defensive here at this late stage as Thomas Dahn distributes back to Jakobsen. The ball coming in late. Here comes now David Philippe with a shot. Great save again by Maximilian Brauner. It will be a corner kick. Great strike from David Philippe, the substitute brought on inside the second half. Full cheer here from the Duisburg fans that litter the grandstand here. Maximilian Brauner trying to inject some energy into his team as now the ball is sent into the middle. Plenty of players on the edge of the area. Unfortunately, nothing can be made of the corner here for Munich. David Philippe sending it back into the middle, but into the clutches of Maximilian Brauner it will go. 2.5 minutes, near enough exhausted from stoppage time, and still time for a potential goal again as the linesman's flag is raised. How about this for an exchange between two teams battling for promotion again? We still don't know where the rest of the season is going to fly. That's a big challenge again, and now it looks like the teams are getting a little bit pent up here in this late stage. Frustration coming in at 1860 Munich. yellow card being issued to Thomas Dahn. But that looks like a double yellow card for Tor Jakobsen for a chopping challenge. And like I said, pent-up frustration. The Munich force ebbing and flowing away in the closing stages of the game now, down to 10 men. Jankowski with a big boot just to try and keep it away from danger. And 10-man Munich now under pressure, but it goes out for a throw. 2 minutes left in stoppage time. Dietmar Hirsch unhappy with the positioning of the throw-in. What could that man be feeling right now? Marcus Kaczynski. Munich once again chasing that equaliser. Tackles coming in heavy. Now Duisburg are looking to fight back. Munich playing with a higher line this time, just trying to find a late goal to at least get something from this match. The ball laid off by Cotter. Cotter retains the ball back again, sending it back to Jankowski, who tries to get the players moving again further forward. A near flick on, once more from Jan Simala. Sense of urgency here from 1860 Munich. And for good reason. We've got just about a minute to go. It looks like it's a very deep throw in, not quite a corner. It's actually going to be a throw to MSV Duisburg here. Plenty of noise reverberating. And the referee blows his whistle. Dietmar Hirsch in jubilation. 3 points return the way of MSV Duisburg. And what a match it was as well. The scoreline opening up after Joshua Bitter netted the first goal of the game inside the initial echelons of the first half. We then later saw an equaliser from Munich, and that came in. But however, it was turned around again by Thilo Topken, who managed to plumb off a loose ball off the post. 3 points go to Duisburg today. They win by 2 goals to 1.